Hey guys, it's GPH Streams here and welcome back to the 7 Nights Idle Adventure. So most players were asking for this, especially for players that have been playing this game for 1 month, 2 months, or 2 months, or maybe 3 months. They've requested all of these dungeons here. This would be the daily dungeons. So some players have a higher proficiency on their heroes or some of their heroes. So what do I mean by this proficiency? So it says here, we need here range type heroes, but you can also use here other units with higher proficiency. Proficiency means that, take a look at this for example, if I have here some melee type unit and we have your Shane. Okay, so let's take this for example. If your range type heroes does not possess any of this increase in bonus damage rate, you can also use this Shane guys to compensate that increase in bonus damage rate. So the meaning of this proficiency is that even this Shane is a melee type, since this Shane is very strong at your end, you can also use this one. Provided you should have a logical reasoning that you will use the Shane because of this buff to allies, the increase in damage rate by 24%. So that is an example of proficiency. So unless if you're saying for example is at a 0 star or 1 star, and maybe that is not good to use guys. Use only those heroes that have higher stars and also that provides some buffs to all allies. Okay, so this would be my best hero composition here. And I would suggest to do a positioning that is something like this one. We have your heroes at the top and we have your also range type heroes at the bottom. So my heroes here that would be called the Relic, Magic Society, Dia, Rin, Idam, Aegis, Vanessa, Marcel, and John.He. So on these heroes, you can replace this Rin and also maybe you can replace this John.He. And these Dia, Magic Society, Regent Life called, these are static heroes. Static heroes means you cannot change this one. And you can change other units also, like for example Bidam. But I think you cannot change this Bidam guys, because if you will check here the buff, so it grants a buff range type allies. It buffs Gale guys, that increases attack speed by 20%. So that is the reason why we cannot change Bidam here. So we have here also Aegis. So Aegis provides some attack and also weakness attack damage. So that is why Aegis is quite very important here. And Vanessa, for of course, so for our crit rate guys. And Marcel, finally we got here some precision strike. So increases the weakness attack rate by 20%. Also it has here an Iron Will buff that increases the bonus damage rate by 20%. And finally John.He, of course, you can replace this John.He guys with any of your heroes, because John.He, it also grants here some sleepwalking that increases final weakness attack damage by 20%. So what we really need here is the final weakness attack rate. Okay, we need here the weakness attack rate instead of sleepwalking. So that is why we can replace this John.He with any of your strong heroes. But of course, these are the best heroes to use on this gold dungeon. Okay, so let's enter, and I think okay, this is already tier 919 guys. Okay, so next stage. That is pretty fast. Okay, 921. Okay, 922. It only take a few seconds guys to defeat this. Take a look at that. Okay, and finally 924. They actually increased the levels or tier levels of the gold dungeon. Okay, next that would be our hero XP dungeon. So it says here damage for melee type heroes, it increased by 7,190%. Still, proficiency is applicable here. For example, if you have heroes that possesses some insane buffs, like for example if you have some range type heroes guys. Okay, so let's talk about Occult for example. So this Occult, it provides some increase in attack speed to all allies by 24%. So even Cult is a range type and the dungeon requires some melee type, you can also use this Cult because you have a logical reasoning here to increase the attack speed of that melee type units by 24%. provided you have a very strong cult like 7 stars and above. But if you have only a 1-star Colt, better not to use Colt on that dungeon. Okay, so that is only an example, guys. So this would be my formation here and the best hero composition. Okay, we have your Shane, Kyle, Mercury, Palanos, Trude, Brenzel, High Lord Rudy, Laios, Ace, and Sun Wukong. So why is it that I use here Ace and Sun Wukong? Actually, you can replace this Ace and Sun Wukong, guys. That is dependent on which heroes you have the highest damage. Like this, for example, you can also use here Playten. But apparently, if you will check your Playten, guys, it says here, however, additional damage that does not apply against a powerful target. So that is why I don't use a Playten here. But of course, we have here some decrease in final or increase in bonus damage rate by 24%. But actually, this is the most important here for Playten. That does not apply against powerful targets. So we are dealing here with the boss. So that is why Playten is quite not good to use here. Okay, so you can also use here Teo. But my Teo is only at 7 stars, so I'd rather choose here Laios. So because Laios here provides some attack speed, but there is only a 4% difference between Laios and Teo. You can replace Laios with Teo, guys. Which one have the highest star? So I think both, if ever both of them have 7 stars, I would prepare Laios. Okay, Laios at 7 stars is better than a 7 stars Teo. But if you have, for example, 5 stars Laios and you have 7 stars Teo, it would be best to use Teo, guys, instead of 5 stars Laios. Okay, so these two here are replaceable. You can replace this Ace and the Sun Wukong with any of your high proficiency heroes. Like for example, if you can use here range type heroes that provide some buff. So these heroes here above are standard, and also this Brenzel, Rudy, and these two units here are replaceable, and this Laios can be only replaced by this Teo if you have a very high star Teo, guys. Okay, so on my end, I will just use this one. Okay, let's do this. Let's enter the dungeon. Okay, my god, that is pretty fast, guys. Okay, next. Okay, we are already now at tier 720. Okay, go to the next stage, 721. Okay. Okay, so that's 722. The next 724. Okay, wow, that was pretty fast. Okay, so next one, that will be the Knight's Token Dungeons. Okay, so on this Knight Token Dungeon, still the proficiency is applicable here. Just make sure that your hero composition is quite good, guys. Like this, for example, Trude. Okay, so this Trude have this I.L.HWHY fighting that increases final damage by 30% when attacking frenzied enemy. So it says here on the frenzied enemy. Okay, so inflicts a frenzy debuff for 10 seconds upon successful attack, and also the skill damage is increased by 30% multiplicably for each of the following debuff types. Like for example, we have your bleed, burn, and disintegration. So you need your heroes that possesses bleed, burn, and disintegration. So going back, this disintegration can be found on this Magic Society out. Okay, so we have your disintegration, guys. So it says here also inflicts disintegration debuff on the hit target for 2 seconds. So that is number 1. Okay, next that would be a Shane Swimsuit. So Shane Swimsuit has a bleed here, and also Palanos. So on my end, I will just use here Shane Swimsuit because I have here 10-star Shane Swimsuit. But if you have a better stars Palanos over Shane Swimsuit, then it would be best to use Palanos, guys. Okay, next that would be Colt. Colt increases the attack speed of allied heroes. Okay, Kyle, that would be DPS. You have here also Mercury, is a very decent unit also that provides a mad scientist, increases bonus damage rate, and also increases final weakness attack damage, guys. And of course, we have already talked about Trude. We have here Brenzel for increase in attack. We have here increase in final attack and crit damage by 20%. And finally, we get here a Regen Life. So we need here a Regen Life because of the increase in attack. If ever there are 3 range type units on the team. So if we'll check here a Regen Life, we have here some increase in the caster's final attack by 15% for each range type unit up to 45%. So that is why the reason why we use here Regent Life, because we use here also Magic Society Elf and Colt. So that is the reason why. So there should be a logical explanation. Okay, next, High Lord Rudy, of course. This is a meta unit. And finally, Vanessa. So you can replace this also, Vanessa, guys, with any other units that provide some crit rate. So I would suggest to use, instead of Vanessa, use Rachel. Rachel is quite good to use here also, guys. Okay, so let's enter the dungeon. And okay, that is pretty fast. Okay, let's see. Okay, let's just clear that. Okay. Okay, guys, next that would be the Relic Shard Dungeon. So on this Relic Shard Dungeon, the hero composition on this Relic Shard Dungeon is the same with this Knight Dungeon or Knight Stone Dungeon, guys. But we should put the one of our hero here to a strategic position because it says here, it deals damage equal to 100% of attack around the caster and inflicts crit hit rate decrease the buff to the target upon successful attack. So we should secure here Vanessa, and also you can also use here some heroes that possesses some skills that removes or that can remove some debuff to the allies. So this would be my formation here. I put a Vanessa at the back, or you can put also Vanessa at the front, provided you can switch the positioning of the High Lord Rudy. So whichever has the camera, you can switch at the back row depending on your style, guys. I have there the video of this, an old video on how to clear this. So guys, if I will test this one, my god, this will be very fast. So that is why I cannot do some tricks here. So the trick is on my old videos. Okay, just search there, guys, about this Relic Shard Dungeon. Okay guys, next that would be the Pet XP Dungeon. So the hero composition here on this Pet XP Dungeon is still the same with this Relic Dungeon and also on this Knight's Token Dungeon. I have also a video of this, guys, on how to negate the attack of this boss. I have there an old video, so maybe I can attach this one to the pin message or maybe on the description of this video. So because I'm gonna test this out, guys, take a look at that. If I will test that, my god, a split seconds or few seconds the boss will die. Okay, so that's it, guys. I will be attaching the old videos for this one, and if you want to check the formation, that is still the same, guys. So that's it. Thank you for watching, and see you again on my next videos. Bye bye.